I'm Matt.
I'm Nick.
We're in a band called Citizen.
And these are our Marquee memories. In 2018, I saw Bob Dylan for the first time, and Bob is my favorite artist of all time. The show was hours long. I don't know, that was fine by me. I could have gone another few hours, honestly. I have a really strong memory of him playing When I Paint My Masterpiece, which is one of his great older songs, and I cried. So what I was surprised about was his ability to still move. I kind of expected him to just sit at a piano, and he was like dancing around and stuff. I was kind of shocked by that, honestly. Looking back now, like I don't know how many years, I'll be able to see Bob Dylan. That was just a really special memory.
It was 2005. This was my first concert. My mom used to be a radio host. She got free tickets to a lot of things, and so it was like this big radio event. Motion City Soundtrack, 311, Our Lady Peace, Coheed in Cambria. I was freaking out and headbanged the whole time.
Fall Out Boy was my first show too. Me and my brother, who also plays in Citizen, us being true millennials, that era was, I guess, a rite of passage to go to that type of show as your first one.
The first song I heard from Fall Out Boy was Sugar We're Going Down. I saw the music video. I would have a VHS tape and I would sit there, and if a music video came on, if I thought I might like it, I would record it. And then I'd beg my parents to buy me the CD. It's like if you buy a car and you buy a Kia Spectra, you just see the Kia Spectra everywhere. I found out about Fall Out Boy, and very soon after I was going to my first concert, which was a Fall Out Boy concert.
This show is very recently when they announced the tour. It was like, oh, we're going for sure. My brother and I and our good friend Joey, we just really like Hunter Gecs. And so we went up to this show in Detroit, and afterwards we were talking, and I was just like, was that maybe the best show I've ever seen in my life? I think we all just had that feeling. There's all these freaky people, and everybody's just so welcoming, and there was a guy standing next to me that just gave me 3D glasses. He was like, bro, you gotta watch the show through these. And I had my arm around this random dude, and we're just dancing. It was just sick. It was totally different vibe than the majority of the shows that we're at.
Back in 2014, the Palace of Auburn Hills, we got a manager for Citizen, and she had been involved with Slipknot at one point, professionally. And she got me tickets, and it was my first time seeing them. I think the biggest highlight was, seeing them in person, and I'd watched so many videos. I own all their masks. I was just thinking the whole time, I was like, these guys are fucking badass. So I have family in Canada. I was home alone at my grandparents' house, and I would record music videos that I liked on MTV. The music video for Left Behind came on. I was like, that band is scary, and I don't like that band. But I couldn't stop thinking about them. My dad, he was living in a house with a really long hallway, and they have a song called Spit It Out where they recreate The Shining, which I was horrified of that movie. The intro is Joey riding a tricycle, and then they turn the corner and the two girls there, and I was like, ah! And I exited real quick and jumped up and shut my door, and I was like, fuck that, no more Slipknot videos for me anymore.
When Matt and I met, we were 9 or 10, and that wasn't really my speed. He also was not supposed to listen to Slipknot.
I had it under artist name, it said Nelly. And those are all the Slipknot songs. Thanks for listening to our Marquee Memories. Catch us on tour to make some of your own.